All right, LeBron, you don't win too many basketball games with a 22-8 turnover discrepancy. How did you guys overcome that tonight?
We got timely stops, so we made our free throws down the stretch.
What's the thing that you've been developing just these last two games with Javale Mcgee? What are the keys to getting a big like that, easy looks?
He gets me open, so it's my obligation to get him the ball when he's open. So I come off pick and rolls. He gets me open, I'm able to see the floor, and once his big commit, I'm able to find him either above the rim or below, and he's finishing at the rim.
Now, you've said before, no matter what the basketball situation is, in this case, there's no playoffs coming, you're out in the floor, you're always going to play a certain way. Is it that simple for turning out the rest of the season?
Yeah, I would never cheat myself. At the end of the day, no matter, we know we out the playoff race, but if I'm on the court, I'm going to play how I play, and I play to win. So I never would cheat the game. You know, it's such thing as called game gods, and they're watching no matter what you're doing, and it's our obligation to go out and be a professional, and that's what I'm about.
With that said, LeBron, last thing for you, is there anything else that you focus on as a team with some of the guys, young guys, old guys, whatever?
Just try to continue to build good habits. It's been a long season. It's not as gone as the way we would like it, obviously. But at the end of the day, we have to go out, and our fans are still showing up. So it's our obligation to go out and show them what we do in practice and film sessions, and hopefully results in wins.
All right, we appreciate it.
All right, thanks.
First of all, let me ask you about the hook shot. A lot of compliments coming on that. Have you been looking for a spot to use that, or did it just kind of happen in the flow of the game?
I always look to use my hook shot, because it's definitely an unstoppable move. It went in today, so that's a good thing.
You're 8 for 8 today, piggybacking off of arguably your best game the other night. Why do you think you've gotten into this rhythm where you've dominated 2 games in a row?
Just trying to stay in the right places, and my teammates are finding me. And just getting on the offensive board, so it's really working for me.
You guys were down 1 at halftime, and then you came out and blitzed them at the start of the third, went on a 16-0 run. What was the key to that?
Staying aggressive, making sure that we come out with really aggressive on defense, and I felt like it worked.
You look at the way the season has gone, and you guys have actually, you put together 2 great individuals, but when you get a win like this against a team that's been pretty good this year, that's the best team they've had in a while, does it kind of make your head wonder what could have been?
It definitely makes you wonder what could have been, but everybody knows the injuries that we had this year. I think I seen I don't know if it was an Instagram post or something, like somebody missed 25 games, somebody missed 38 games. Like, no one can win like that where you don't have consistent, you can have your players on the court.
If we're thinking about the same one, there was one that said that Kuz, Lonzo, LeBron, and Ingram had only been together 23 out of 72 games. Mm-hmm. Something like that. That's what you're talking about.
That's crazy, yeah. That's a crazy stat. So, those are our main guys, so you can't really blame anything else but the injuries.
How do you keep this rolling? You got Washington coming up back-to-back with Utah Tuesday. How do you do what you did tonight and keep it going?
Just stay aggressive, keep going to the boards, play great defense, and play as a team.
10 blocks for you in the last 2 games. Are you looking for them, or is it just happening in the defensive set you guys are playing?
It's just happening in the defensive set. Of course I'm looking for them, but I'm trying to pick my spots.
Happy for our guys. Feel a win again. It's been too long since that feeling, but more important than that, the guys came out again, and we always talk about the process and who we are and how we're going to play, no matter who's on the court. And I thought again tonight, even though we did a lot of things out there that we could do better, we still fought and competed and defensively held them in, I think, 37%. Our priorities were transition, defense, taking care of the ball, and getting them off the three-point line. And we turned it over way too much. They shot a pretty good percentage from 3, and transition, we outscored them. But because of the way the guys were flying around and still competing, we were able to win the game.
Hey, Luke, LeBron said in the walk-off something about just there's a certain way you got to honor the basketball gods, and you've been preaching that too of late. But how have you seen that through him, and playing the minutes he's playing and still playing it that same way that he usually plays?
Well, I touched on it before the game. When you're a player that's as great as he is, and done the things he's done, you have a respect for the game of basketball, and I think that's why he plays. He does his best to play the right way, and that's making the right pass. That's trusting his teammates, doing all the things on the court and not just, being, he's one of the all-time great scorers, but he's, a very unselfish player, and, he's up there in assist and everything else too. So I think it's just the way that he views the game.
Even though there is not a ton at stake in the scheme of the season right now, how does it help to come through a game like this and come out with a win in such a tight situation for the guys that were out there?
Well, it's just nice to feel good. I mean, the guys work really hard. They do, and they've been working really hard on this last road trip. They've been working hard when we do bring them into practice. They're down in bodies, and we're on them all the time about playing to a certain standard, and that's physically and mentally tough this late into the season when you're out of the playoffs. So, it's nice to kind of get the benefit of feel the way you feel after a win.